Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Mileena is so excited to perform. Alright, looking very forward to performing. Now, guys, I am going to move around slightly different tonight. More sleek, more gorgeous, more beautiful. Alright, you guys gonna love the show tonight. Alright. Just gonna be very sleek with my movements. Alright, very, very sleek. Alright. Now I'm looking very beautiful, I must say. The makeup is spot on, the shoes are gorgeous, the dress, look at this dress, guys. Now if you want to go out tonight, or you want to impress someone, wearing this dress is totally perfect. Alright, very sleek movements, guys. Very gorgeous indeed. I'm looking so gorgeous. Now looking at myself without a wig, which I don't like as much, but I do it for you guys. I put no wig on for you guys. Not this video, I'm not going to wear no wig. I'm going to wear a wig the whole time. But in videos that I wear short hair, I do it for you guys. Now it reminds me of Madonna when she was in the video Open Your Heart. Remember when she had no wig on? And she had the kind of like stiff hair. It was, I guess it was mousse, not mousse, but it was sprayed with it was sprayed. I forget what they call that. And you know what they call that? They spray, you spray your hair, and it's not. Maybe it is mousse. I don't know. It's you spray your hair. One second, guys. You spray your hair with it, and then it stays in place. What is that called? Oh, give me 1 second, guys. My eyelashes are giving me the dirty. Alright. Totally enjoy, not the dirty, not the website the dirty, but the dirty by not staying on, guys. That's what I mean. Alright. So, alright, now, listen here, guys. Alright. So, Madonna looks like me when I've got short hair when she's in the Open Your Heart video. Now she put on Hairspray. That's what it is, guys. And there was a musical done on Hairspray. Look, they actually called it Hairspray, and Ricky Lake was the first person in that musical. Now, guys, I know I was watching something very enjoyable to me. Now, the reason why it was enjoyable to me was because the people weren't very good in it. Now you're thinking, okay, if people weren't very good in it, how is it enjoyable to someone to watch? It was enjoyable to me because it was the Brady Bunch reunion. And that show, I never really got into that show. I would have really liked to. It sounded like a really good show. And seeing the video clips of it now, I kind of think it's kind of cool. I might want to watch it. I might really enjoy it. But I was watching the reunion, and the reunion, I was like, none of them look as good as I do, which is fine, you know, which is that's not a big deal, really. You know, they're actors, they can look as good as however they want to look. But you're thinking to yourself, like, well, I guess Marsha Brady, I guess it was Marsha, looked the best because she was young when she performed on that show. I guess she wasn't super young. She was young. She was a minor, and so when she performed on that show, she was, you know, adorable. But now she looks good. I mean, I would say she looks pretty good. I would say she's pretty, but Mileena, like, look at Mileena, right? Like, breathtaking, so breathtaking. So when you compare me to the reunion, you're like thinking, okay, old celebrity, not old celebrity, I don't consider them old, but previous celebrity and new celebrity, right, guys? This is what celebrity life is all about. The look, the shine, the shimmer. Now, guys, I know I'm going to be a celebrity. I just know it. And I saw something that was very interesting, actually. You know Mike App? Mike App was on Wendy Williams' show, and he was talking about how he went from a drug dealer to an entertainer and got rich enough to buy back his previous house that he had because his mother got kicked out of their house, unfortunately, and he promised her he would get her that house back. And he did, which is a very cute story. By the way, Wendy Williams is a crush on Mike Epps. But it was a very cute story. I don't even know who Mike Epps is. I think he might be a singer. I don't know. But it was a very cute story. I'm like, that is so adorable. Like, you want to get your house back for your mother, and you get your house back for your mother. That's so cute. So he got the house back for his mother, and he was talking about how he's very lucky to be an entertainer, and he's very, very good. Like, from what I saw, I only saw the interview on Wendy Williams. I don't know what he does. I think he's a singer, maybe he's an actor. I don't know, but he was very cute. He was adorable, and I can see why Wendy Williams likes him because he's very fit and young, young looking. And so Wendy Williams was really excited, and he was very nice to Wendy Williams. He was like, you're a career girl. You got your career thing going. You're totally awesome. You're gonna find love. And he said you're gonna find someone younger than me, which of course, that's something that I would say, right? Like, I'm super nice. So I would say the same thing. I'd be like, I did say that. Actually, I did say that to Richard Cucci because I think Richard Cucci was asking me out, and I said, don't worry, you'll find someone good because some of the people that are very handsome and like other people that are overweight. So I said, don't worry, you'll find someone. It's not a big deal. So, so I'm very nice that way, and that's what the kind of person that he is. But the point of the whole story is, before he was famous, he wanted to buy back his house for his mother, and he did because he became a celebrity. Now, I'm not needing to buy back a house from my dad or anything like that, but but like, he went from non-celebrity to celebrity. That's how I'm going to do it, right? Now, I really believe I'm going to be a celebrity, guys. I really do, because I think I look so, so good. I'm very fortunate indeed. A lot of people would love to look like me. Plus, I have a very good mind. Like, I was watching clips of Wendy Williams, like them talking about Wendy Williams. She does a lot of drugs, she does a lot of crazy things, and I'm like, well, I didn't realize that, because I thought, based on her show, you think she's someone that doesn't tamper with anything bad because she's so focused on being, the good one, not that she's the good one, but she's always focused on criticizing other people, not cutting them down in a bad way. It entertains, it's good, we all love it, and we know she has a heart deep down, but she's cutting down people, and so when she cuts down people, sometimes you're thinking she's got to have it all. She's got to have a good life. She's got to be really nice. She's got to be not into anything bad. But apparently she's into drugs. I didn't really realize that. So, because she's into drugs, I was thinking to myself, well, I'm not into drugs. I don't do any drugs at all. Believe it or not, you might think Mileena's got to be on drugs because the way she performs and the way she looks and the way other celebrities are, she's exactly like other celebrities. She's got to do drugs. She's got to want to get plastic surgery. She's got to do this and that. But I don't believe in those things strongly. My whole family thinks plastic surgery is weird. Not that, if you need it, by all means, go ahead. If you really, really need it, sure, why not? And even if you're gorgeous and you want to tweak something, if you want to, you have all the right. But you have to remember, if you're gorgeous, you could risk losing it all in your looks. But anyway, so, I'm not into those things at all. I'm really not. So the longevity of someone that's going to be like not into those things, like my dad still looks very good now, and he's in his 80s. So he has never had plastic surgery. He doesn't smoke. He's very good, right? So it's a really good thing to be like that, because you know what? At the end of the day, we all want to be healthy. We all want to have a healthy mind. And some people, I don't get plastic surgery for celebrities, I can understand people that are not celebrities. Yes, maybe they're not gorgeous, whatever, and they might want to get plastic surgery. Or maybe someone that's had a traumatic event, if you have an accident or whatever. Yes, plastic surgery is it. You can construct your face if you had something bad happen. And that's obviously very important. We're very lucky that in today's day and age we can do these things because if we are able to, we can change something that maybe wasn't fair to us, right? But if you're gorgeous and you're a celebrity, why on earth would you get plastic surgery? Not that I'm saying you can't, or what, not that I'm saying it might be a bad decision, it might be a good decision. You might be able to look even better. But honestly, look, if I had plastic surgery, I'd be like, I just don't think it would make me look better. I look perfect the way that I am. So why would I need it? I just don't think it makes sense. Um, Even if I could buy like 100 surgeries or 1,000 surgeries, I would not buy even one. But that's just me. That's just me. And some people really like plastic surgery. And some people want to look like plastic, and they look good, and they want to look like plastic, so they do it. Now, if you want to be creative, it does add to the world. If you see someone that's really good looking and they change completely because of plastic surgery, and you're like, you're thinking to yourself, this change is not good, but it offers a difference to the world, right? Like someone like Dolly Parton, person, she still looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, she looks amazing, but she's had way too much plastic surgery, right? Um, but Dolly is able to get away with it because she looks so good, and we all love Dolly Parton. She's so amazing. So for us to even think that it was wrong for her is not right. But like, imagine what she would look like today without plastic surgery. I mean, she looks great. For her, it's not even really a big deal. But people all know she would have looked totally different without it, and she probably would have looked better. Like some people do look a lot better without plastic surgery. Now, Cher was the same way. I think Cher would have looked better without plastic surgery. Now, maybe Cher had some surgeries where they would have been worse to her. Like early on, I think she had plastic surgery, and it did make her look a lot better. I think she was kind of like the kind of person, and at some point she looked really really good. Some of these girls that are celebrities do get plastic, and some of the guys too, actors do get plastic surgery, and they look better at first, right? They do look a lot better, and so they can't help it. They got to get another one. But you know what? Like look at Sylvester Stallone, for instance, right? Like Sylvester Stallone, he was someone that looked amazing. Like everybody would have wanted to go out with Sylvester Stallone. If you like guys, or you thought guys were good looking, you would have wanted to go out with Sylvester Stallone. But because he got plastic surgery, like his dad looks better than he is probably, and his dad's older, like a lot older. So I don't know what his dad looks like now, but his dad was very good looking too. He got his looks from his dad, but it's like Sylvester Stallone does not look good in comparison now. I don't feel he looks very good. Like I mean, and he's not unattractive, right? Like remember, when you start with something that's glorious and golden and gorgeous, like what he looked when he was younger, you can't stray too far away from that with plastic surgery. But some people do, of course. But he's obviously a good-looking guy still. You're not gonna find people like that in just the run-of-the-mill world or on the streets in general. But you know what? Like he was so gorgeous. Like look at how good he looked in his movies, and then now, I mean, and he's older. He's aged, but I mean, if he didn't do any plastic surgery, imagine what he would have looked like now. He would have looked really, really good. And when I talk about these things, I talk about these things as if I'm a regular person, which I am a regular person, but I will be a celebrity, I'm sure of it. But I talk about these things as if I'm a regular person. But if you meet these people, you don't want to say these things, right? Like I'm not going to be like, if I was to see Sylvester Stallone, I wouldn't be like, oh, you know what, you look worse now. I think he knows, but I mean, he obviously does know. But I'm sure he gets criticized like that all the time. But I'm not the kind of person that says something mean to someone in person. I would never say anything mean. So even though I think his plastic surgery is way worse for him compared to what he would have looked like, I'm not going to be the first one. I'm not going to be the one to say to him, you know what, you shouldn't have got plastic surgery. Because obviously it's a regret he has. And nobody wants to deal with regrets. And maybe he doesn't regret it. Maybe he thinks it's fine. But I'm not gonna. If I meet him, if I ever meet him, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you know what, your plastic surgery was horrible. How dare you? Because he's obviously had a hard time with it. Like, who wants to feel like they could have been good looking now, and they had plastic surgery, and now they don't look as good, right? Like, no one wants to look that way or feel that way. So yes, but you know what? He is good looking still. Obviously, these people are very gorgeous to start. So when they have these plastic surgeries, you're not going to get too far from gorgeous still. They're still gorgeous. Like Courtney Cox, for instance. Courtney Cox was really, really, really beautiful. Like that's the kind of person I really like. Well, not I like everyone, but I mean, like we all like celebrities that are really gorgeous. We could stare at them all day long. And you know, Courtney Cox was one of those girls, and she was so pretty, right? Um, but the thing is, some of these people can get out of these plastic surgery situations because they have enough money to get something else done, and they do sometimes get out of it. Like Meg Ryan, I totally thought she was a goner. Like she had majorly bad plastic surgery, and I've seen her recently. She looks very good. I didn't think she looked that way because she had. It seemed to me that she got majorly bad plastic surgery. But then when I saw her last, she looked really, really good. And I'm like, I mean, you could tell she's aged and she's not like the gorgeous young starlet she was, but she practically still was. And I was like, okay, like this is not the Meg Ryan that I thought I'd be seeing after what happened, but it is. So the Meg Ryan did look really good. So some of these people do fake these things, right? Because, or they can get out of them. They can get out of them. Because you know what, when you have that much money, you can buy any surgery you want. So if you had a bad surgery, you can fix it generally, for the most part. You would think anyway, not necessarily all the time. Now, it's been a while since we've seen a major celebrity get bad, bad plastic surgery that has really ruined their career and their lives. The last time I remember seeing any such thing on a celebrity type of person was the Price is Right girl. The Price is Right girl, she was so pretty. Remember that Price is Right girl with the black hair? And she was so gorgeous. She looked so, so good. And she had plastic surgery, and she had a cheek implant done. And in the cheek implant, it was sticking out of her face, and unfortunately, like, her cheek implants were too big. It was just a mess, and I felt really bad for that girl. She was so pretty, and she was so good, and we're like, oh, come on, girl, you're so cute, you know? But she ended up not dealing with it well, obviously. It was really tough for her, you know? It's fine if you have a bad plastic surgery job and you can kind of deal with it, or you kind of just say to yourself, it was a mistake. I wish I never had it done, but I still look good. Like Sylvester Stallone, you know, he looks a bit strange, but not really that bad. He looks good still. But it's another thing when you have something so traumatic, like even Pete Burns. Remember Pete Burns, like in the Dead or Alive band? Pete Burns was so, well, he wasn't even that gorgeous, but he was at some point because he got so much plastic surgery. He looked like a really pretty girl at one point, and then eventually he got a surgery that made his face so big, and you're like, oh, you know, that's sad. And then he ended up dying because of it, you know, that's really sad. He was addicted to plastic surgery, which obviously isn't good, but you know, it did work for him for a while, but you know. And the thing is, these people get these surgeries, and you know, sometimes it really does work out. You know, like Pamela Anderson got plastic surgery. She looks phenomenal. She looks amazing. If she's got more, I'm not sure, but she looks really, really good. So what difference does it make? If you look way better than you did before, or you look really good still, like really, really good, and you can't tell, then why not? If the plastic surgery where you can't tell, but it's actually made you look better, that's really good, right? But like Pamela Anderson may not have been a pretty girl before. I don't know what she looked like, but I know she had plastic surgery in the very beginnings of her career, and then she became really gorgeous because of it. I think it was because of the surgery itself. Like even like Kylie Jenner, for instance. Like Kylie Jenner wouldn't have been nearly as gorgeous without the plastic surgery. Like Kylie Jenner, I mean, she had such small lips that they were so small that you're just thinking like you are. I mean, I'm not judgmental. I'm not going to be like harsh to her, but they were very small lips for sure. Like they were very tiny, and now she looks so good because her lips are bigger. And I don't know who she went to see, but she got the best lips ever now. Um, so you know, it's kind of like, well, at that point you're thinking, oh, pretty good, you know, that's awesome. So you're happy for her. Kylie Jenner is one of those ones that, you know, has good surgeons because she's in the Kardashian family or the Jenner family. So she's got the good plastic surgeons. Like that whole family has so much money they can get the best plastic surgery. But the thing is, if you go too far, you go too far. But I don't think she's going to do any more. I think she looks great. She looks really, really good. She really lucked out with her surgery. She really did. Um, she did really good job there. Now the thing is, Kylie Jenner is someone that is super successful because of it, right? Like, if it weren't for plastic surgery, she'd probably be not a nobody. Like she was a Kardashian or Jenner. She's a Jenner, obviously, but you know, like she would have been like way less important, I think, without the surgery, right? So sometimes you're just thinking, whoa, that person really lucked out. They got the surgery, they did the surgery, and look at them now. So Kylie Jenner is one of those ones that you're like, holy cow, good job, girl. Now, for me, I'm the kind of person that believes in natural. I believe in nice. I believe in all those things that make people feel really good, you know? I'm very fortunate. Some people take their fortunateness and blame people for being like jealous or whatever. I take my fortunateness and say, you know what, I'm very lucky. I'm really grateful. I have no reason to hate on anyone, and I have no reason to even hate my haters, right? Some people really weren't given very good situations. So somebody's going to hate on you. Well, you know what? At some point you're thinking, well, I've got lots more than a lot of people just by my luck alone. So I'm very, very lucky. So if people hate on that, well, I don't like it. I don't want that to happen. But some people really don't have as much as I do. Even just, I don't have a lot, you know? But I'm very good looking, so that people do get jealous of that very easily. It's crazy, but some people get really jealous of people that are good looking. So it's not surprising, right? Like good looks, you can be really rich and not attractive at all and feel very miserable. So, you know, not that people being unattractive means you're miserable, totally does not, but some people that are unattractive are very happy people, are very nice people. But you know, sometimes you can be very, very rich and have all this money and all this glam, or I have all this money, but you're not happy because nobody likes how you look, or you're not a very nice person, or you have no social skills, whatever. And so that might be a detrimental situation. Whereas somebody else who is totally poor and living a very struggling with their lives, having not enough money, not even being able to eat as much or whatever, and they're gorgeous, so they might feel better, right? And the thing is, you never know. I think the thing that I've learned about happiness is that it's not about whether you've got everything or whether you need everything or you have everything you need or you have a tons more of what you want. You could be the richest person ever with all the things in the world, but you might still be unhappy. I found that happiness is something that people either have or they don't have, you know? Some people have absolutely nothing and they're super happy. So you know what, at the end of the day, why would we argue that, right? Like I'm very happy with people like that. There are some people that they have diseases, they go through surgeries, they go through all kinds of things, and they're super happy because that's just the way they are, and they're very nice people, and they're just super happy because they're happy about life. They're happy with what they've got, you know, and that really is important, right? It's really nice to see actually, because you're like, you know, that's really nice. You know, we want people to be happy, but some people really can't help it. They have depression, whatever, right? So, and there's some people that have everything. They have all this money. They have diamonds. They have a big mansion. They have everything. They have they're married. They're married to somebody really good looking. And they're good looking, and they don't feel happy. So, you know, happiness is not necessarily something you can predetermine based on anything. So guys, who are you going to subscribe to? All right. So, just to say on that happiness thing, you can't tell, but for me, I'm super happy. So when I see someone that's happy, regardless of whether they have it made or they don't, I really enjoy them. There are some people that are so they have nothing at all. They have nothing at all, but they're so happy, and you just can't help but gravitate towards liking them. You know, I like people like that because they take their situation and don't get down over it. You know, that to me is really great. I love that, you know? And why should you feel down, you know? If you live in Canada, United States, why wouldn't you feel happy? You know, you got lots going for you there. But some people really don't, and you can't help it. And some people are in pain or whatever. They're dealing with a lot of issues. So, you know what? if someone's not happy with me or someone's not happy in general, you can understand to some extent because some people were not given as much as other people, right? But like I said, you can't predict who's going to be happy and who's not. I've talked to people that are like totally in like really bad situations. They have such horrible situations that you would think they'd be unhappy, but they're happy people. So obviously, happiness is not necessarily something that you can predict. And they were in pain and they had struggled, but they were happy. So you know what? Like, why not embrace that and celebrate that? But and then there are some people that have everything and they're so nasty and so rude, and they feel like they have nothing, and they're selfish. They have everything they want, and they're totally arrogant and all this stuff, and you're just like, you know what? People are not gonna like that. And they have people all that love them. So that they have all these people that are all into what they're doing and love them. So you know what? They're never gonna know any differently, and they're not. Sometimes they're not happy either. And you're just like, well, if you were nicer, maybe you'd be happier, or maybe not that I'm saying you have to be nice. You could do. My fans can do whatever they want. Honestly, I'm totally supportive of what my fans are about, regardless of what they want to do, whatever they want to do. I'm totally supportive because you know what? At the end of the day, you live your life. If you're happy with it, if you're not, maybe change a few things. But if you are happy with it, by all means, enjoy, right? Because that's what life is all about. So if you are the kind of person that likes to be mean, or you like to be rude, or you just don't like to be nice, that's fine. You're allowed. No one's gonna stop you. For me, I don't like how I feel when I'm not nice. I really don't. Now, sometimes I'm not nice because I'm upset, or because I'm having a hard day, or somebody says something totally like rude, and I'm just like, I can't help it. I'm not gonna be nice about that. But at the end of the day, this is for me. I like to be nice. Usually, I mean, sometimes I'm like, okay, this person's totally rude. I'm not gonna be nice. I'm not gonna necessarily have to be nice to them because they're totally rude and they're not being nice. So why should I have to force myself to be nice? Well, not that I'm forcing myself. I love being nice in general, but why am I gonna be nice when I don't have to? So as you're like, okay, that person's been rude to you for the last 5 minutes. You're not gonna go out of your way to be really, really nice to them because you're not gonna be rude. I don't like to be rude. I really, really don't. I really don't like to be rude. I really don't like to have negativity in my life. I really don't like drama. For me, it's just not a good scene. I don't like it. I never have. I never have. And for the most part, my childhood was so enjoyable that I never had to worry about that. I really enjoyed myself. All my friends were all so good to me. Everyone was so good to me all growing up through my life. And I wasn't famous and I wasn't thinking I was going to be famous. I was really feeling like I was living in the moment. I was really happy with my childhood. I really felt great. My mom was so nice. My mom was the best. My dad was the best. I really felt really, really good. So for me to say that there was anything wrong with my childhood or that I was lacking something is not true. The thing that I like about Mileena and Marco, the one thing that I really like about Mileena and Marco is that you're going to hear all these things about positivity and happiness, and years later you're not going to hear things like, oh, Marco and Mileena were just depressed, or Marco and Mileena did this, or they were upset, or they were suicidal. You're not going to hear those things because those things aren't true for me. I'm very, very happy. So we need celebrities out there that are like that. Not that you have to be like concerned what celebrities are doing, or not that you have to be like, oh well, if that person's unhappy, then I'm going to be unhappy. No, you don't need to worry about that. If a celebrity is suicidal, just let yourself, listen to them and say that's terrible for them. I wish them well. Don't worry about it. But the good thing about me is that I'm positive and I like being positive. I really do, and it's like something I really enjoy, and I really feel that I'm all about it, and that's how all there is to it. Like Paris Hilton, for instance, she did a documentary, and in the documentary, she says she was abused as a child, and she struggled, and obviously she did go through those things. So we need to hear about those things, and we need to hear how to overcome them. And if people need to have someone to relate to, they need to know, yes, Paris Hilton did struggle. She's not always about fluff, and we need to hear that because it does help us to think, okay, well, there's a person out there that's famous that maybe has a tough life in the beginning, but now she's famous and she's okay. And that's great. We need to hear stories like that. But sometimes we want to hear about a story about someone that has always had a happy life. I mean, I've gone through things for sure, but I mean, for the most part, I've lived a happy life. I feel really great all the time. I really enjoy my life. So for me, it's something that I take pride in, you know? You don't want to hear about someone, like when I heard Paris Hilton was going through all that, I was like, oh, you know, not another celebrity going through that, but she did. So you're not going to be like, you can't be mad at her or anything like that, but you're just like, I feel bad. I wish she never went through that. But for me, I like to have my child be fun and exciting. The way that I am on here is the way that I am in person. I'm always positive, I'm always fun, I'm always nice, I'm always great. I'm always really good. And you know, it's important, we need people like that. We need people like Paris Hilton too, you know? Somebody that's gone in like Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey going through what she went through. You know, she was trapped by her husband, Tom Mottola. You know, that we need to hear about people like that. She made it, she survived, and she's doing very, very well. So it's great, you know, it's great to see, right? But sometimes you want someone that's never had anything. I mean, I actually have had some serious things happen, but like majorly serious things. But because my life is so good now, I can forget about them, and I may bring them up later. But you know, at the end of the day, it is really nice to see someone that's had a great life and that really wants to inspire and make people feel good. Now, there have been some things that are really traumatic in my life, and of course, I mean, yes, you know, Mariah Carey and Paris Hilton, yes, they had those experiences in the past. We now know of them as being successful and happy. And so, yes, so you can say to yourself, even Mileena's gone through some bad stuff, but it wasn't that bad. Like, being trapped by your husband for years, that was a powerhouse, that just sounds awful. I mean, I never had that, stuff like that, or anything like that. But yeah, so, you know, it's kind of like, well, but you know, I really kind of enjoy those stories because you know they really help. Like, you know, when you think of Mariah Carey being trapped in a marriage like that so bad, you're just thinking to yourself, you know what? At the end of the day, we're all very lucky. Even if you're not Mariah Carey, you can feel really good about yourself because you never went through that, you know. Anyway, and unfortunately, a lot of pretty girls go through stuff like that, which is very tough to see. A lot of my friends are very beautiful, and they go through things like that, and I'm just like, you know, I really like you guys. I want you guys not to go through that kind of stuff. That's terrible. No one should have to go through that. So, you know, it's really tough on these women. Like Madonna's been, I think someone attempted to rape her one time. And Madonna's had people jealous for years, and Madonna's had bad reactions to her. You know, so these things do happen, and you're just like, even to famous people. So you're like, this is before they were famous, so it makes sense. But you're just like, you know what? It's just sad, you know. So you want to encourage people to not be like that to pretty women. Unfortunately, they are, which sucks. But like, all my friends are so pretty, and I wish they would have the perfect life, and that's what I want for them. But yes, my bestie's had a good life. She's had a good life. But yes, so she's doing well now. I'm really happy for her. She's had some hard times, but I'm really happy for her. So I'm really glad. I'm really glad to have my bestie in my life. My bestie is super phenomenal. I really want to encourage you guys, if you have friends that are really good, and you have a YouTube channel, do a shout out to them once in a while. Like, I really want to encourage that because my bestie has inspired me so much. I really enjoy my bestie. She's awesome. She's so gorgeous. She's so pretty. I love her. Actually, I think she's one of the only ones that's collaborated with me in my channel. So I do love her very much. And her boyfriend also collaborated with me too. But yes, so, and some other people, I have collaborated with a few people. But yes, so anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I did want to wrap it up before, but I'm wrapping it up now. This video took, let's just see how long this video took. This video took 35 minutes. So I'm glad you stayed with me the whole time. Thank you guys for listening and enjoying Mileena perform. Bye now.